Who on earth would have the temerity to combine the cinematic styles of Quentin Tarantino, Wes Anderson and the Coen brothers for a TV programme? Why, the Williams brothers would, in a blood and guts black comedy called Boat Story. I'm Stephen Archibald and welcome to my podcast. Hello to you, and welcome to my podcast. They Came From Within, Cult Movie Reviews. When the Boat Comes In, Boat Story 2023. If you have a keen sense of adventure and a strong stomach, you may well love the 6-part BBC drama Boat Story, which was written and partly directed by Harry and Jack Williams. It follows a non-linear narrative, and an Icelandic individual provides a voiceover at key moments. And yet, it all comes together beautifully. Janet is a sweet-natured factory worker who loses her hand in an accident, and she misses out on a compensation claim. And Samuel is a down-on-his-luck accountant who's afraid of telling his wife and daughter that he's amassed huge debts from gambling. Janet and Samuel cross paths on the beach one morning where they discover a washed up boat. On board they find a dead policeman and boatman. Oh, and a huge quantity of drugs. Even though she initially wrestles with her conscience, Janet decides to go along with Samuel's plan of stealing the high-priced contraband. It soon proves to be a very foolish decision. The drugs belong to a sinister French gangster known as the Tailor, or Le Tailleur, if you prefer. A man of seemingly limitless means. He sends a group of killers to get back his property and kill anyone who stands in the way. Just how ruthless are Tailor and his men? Well, their first assignment is to wipe out almost an entire police station in an attempt to locate the cocaine. It is a truly shocking sequence, especially as we get introduced to a few of the predominantly young officers prior to their being slaughtered. Janet is portrayed by Daisy Haggard and Samuel by Patterson Joseph. The terrific French actor Tchéky Karyo plays the Tailor. As expected, both Patterson and Tchéky are great, but Daisy is, unquestionably, the star of the show. An actress who excels in both dramatic and comedic roles. She combines these gifts with brilliant results here, currently delighting audiences in the comedy series Breeders. Daisy is the daughter of the film director Piers Haggard, who directed such movies as The Blood on Satan's Claw, The Quatermass Conclusion, and Venom. Sadly, Piers passed away in January 2023. Miss Haggard co-wrote and starred in 2 series of the excellent comedy drama Back to Life, which was executive produced by Harry and Jack Williams. And Daisy's facial expressions were priceless as Myra Licht in the comedy series Episodes. Aside from his regular TV and film appearances, Patterson Joseph is also a theatre actor and author. He's best known for his roles in Casualty, Peep Show, The Williams Brothers' Relic, and the first series of Vigil. Daisy may shine the brightest in this drama, but it's actually Patterson who has the more challenging, more complex role. He's by turns vain, self-centred and impulsive, and yet he's often also sympathetic and relatable. You really want them both to come out of their ordeal alive. Boat Story is blessed with having not one, but three memorable villains. Firstly, there's Tchéky Karyo's The Tailor. I've been a huge fan of Tchéky since I saw him in Luc Besson's Nikita, aka La Femme Nikita, from 1990. His performances in Doberman and Kiss of the Dragon are also worth mentioning. Karyo became known to British viewers for appearing as the principal detective, Julien Baptiste, in the two series of The Missing, as well as in its spin-off, Baptiste, which also ran for 2 series. Needless to say, Jack and Harry Williams were behind both of these shows. The Tailor's henchman Guy is played by the hardman actor Craig Fairbrass, and he's a revelation here, making his tough guy character fully believable. Craig even gets to quote one of my favourite lines from the series: "Thanks for not running off. I'd hate to kill everyone here." Thirdly, we have Adam Gillen in the role of Vinny, a local crime lord who buys the drugs from our hapless heroes. Driven by superstition, he veers from slightly violent to very violent. It's hard to believe that Adam's the same guy who played the convincingly gormless Liam Conroy in the British sitcom Benidorm. Boat Story was filmed in the Yorkshire towns of Selby, Redcar, Leeds, Bradford and Halifax, and Redcar's Coton Beach was used for the opening scenes, and it was shot in early 2023. Janet isn't the only strong female character in this series. The wonderful Joanna Scanlon plays Pat too, a small bakery owner whom the tailor becomes infatuated with. And I just have to mention the veteran British actor Phil Daniels. He portrays Craig, a former jailbird who obtains the rights to turn Janet and Samuel's exploits into a stage musical. And yes, it's as god-awful as Springtime for Hitler in Mel Brooks' classic The Producers. Lucy Montgomery and Jason Pennycook are great as the actors who play them on stage. The darkly playful narration was supplied by the actor Olafur Olafsson, who was also in the second series of The Missing, as well as the first series of the Williams Brothers' The Tourist. And boy, was he a bad dude in that. Boat Story was shown on the BBC between the 19th of November and the 4th of December 2023. By the way, watch the closing credits of the last episode to the very end. I'm Stephen Archibald, and thank you for listening to my podcast, They Came From Within Cult Movie Reviews. You can follow me if you like, and all of my episodes are available through most podcast outlets. Take the best of care, and goodbye for now.